The story of Prophet Yusuf, Joseph, peace be upon him, is one of the most emotional and beautiful stories ever told. It is not just a story about a prophet. It is a story about pain, betrayal, loneliness, patience, faith, and the incredible way Allah changes a person's destiny. Every part of Yusuf's life carried a lesson so deep that even today millions of people around the world find comfort in his story during their hardest moments. Allah Himself called it the best of stories in the Qur'an. And when you truly understand Yusuf's journey, you begin to realize why. Prophet Yusuf was born into a noble and blessed family. His father was Prophet Yaqub, peace be upon him, a righteous man who loved Allah deeply. From a very young age, Yusuf stood out from the rest of his brothers. He was gentle, innocent, respectful, and incredibly beautiful. But it was not only his appearance that made him special. There was a light in his heart, a purity in his character that naturally made people love him. His father especially loved him dearly, and this became the beginning of a painful test that would change Yusuf's life forever. One quiet night, Yusuf saw a dream unlike anything he had ever seen before. In the dream, 11 stars, the sun, and the moon were bowing down before him. The young boy did not fully understand what it meant, but he knew it felt important. Excited and curious, he rushed to his father and described everything he had seen. The moment Prophet Yaqub heard the dream, his expression changed. As a prophet of Allah, he understood that this dream carried a great message about Yusuf's future. Allah was preparing something extraordinary for this young child, but along with hope came fear. Yaqub knew that Yusuf's brothers already carried jealousy in their hearts. He gently placed his hand on Yusuf and lovingly warned him not to share this dream with his brothers because jealousy can turn even family into enemies. Time passed. The love Prophet Yaqub showed Yusuf became harder for the brothers to tolerate. Every smile their father gave Yusuf felt like a wound in their hearts. Instead of controlling their jealousy, they allowed it to grow stronger every single day. They began whispering among themselves in secret, convincing each other that Yusuf was the reason their father cared less about them. Slowly, their jealousy became hatred, and their hatred pushed them toward a cruel plan. One day they approached their father pretending to be caring brothers. They asked if Yusuf could come with them outside the city to play and enjoy himself. Prophet Yaqub immediately felt uncomfortable. Something inside his heart warned him that danger was near. He feared Yusuf might get hurt. But after hearing their repeated promises and seeing Yusuf's excitement, he finally allowed him to go. The next morning, Yusuf happily walked beside his brothers, completely unaware that betrayal was waiting for him. Imagine the innocence in his heart at that moment. He trusted them completely. These were his own brothers, the people he believed would protect him. But as they traveled farther away from home, their behavior suddenly changed. Their smiles disappeared. Their voices became cold. Yusuf sensed something was wrong, but before he could react, they grabbed him and dragged him toward a deep well hidden in the desert. Fear filled Yusuf's heart. He looked into the faces of his brothers, hoping someone would show mercy, but their hearts had become hard with jealousy. Then, without compassion, they threw the young boy into the darkness below. Yusuf fell into the cold, empty well completely alone. Imagine a frightened child trapped in darkness, abandoned by the very people he trusted most. Above him, he could only see a small circle of light from sky while the voices of his brothers slowly disappeared. At that moment, Yusuf had nobody around him, no family, no help, no escape. But even in that darkness, Allah was with him. What seemed like the end of Yusuf's story was actually the beginning of Allah's plan for him. Sometimes in life, people believe their pain means Allah has abandoned them, but the story of Yusuf teaches us something powerful. Even inside the deepest darkness, Allah is still guiding your future. After leaving Yusuf in the well, the brothers returned home pretending to cry. They told their father that a wolf had attacked Yusuf and killed him. To make the lie believable, they even brought Yusuf's shirt covered with fake blood. But Prophet Yaqub immediately sensed something was wrong. A father's heart could feel the truth. Even though he was overwhelmed with sadness, he remained patient and placed his trust in Allah. Meanwhile, Yusuf remained trapped inside the well until a traveling caravan passed nearby. The travelers lowered a bucket into the well searching for water, but instead they found a young boy holding onto the rope. Shocked by what they saw, they pulled Yusuf out and secretly took him away. Egypt, where he was sold as a slave for a very small price, and just like that, the beloved son of a prophet became a slave in a foreign land. Most people would think Yusuf's life was destroyed, but Allah was preparing him for something greater than anyone could imagine. Sometimes the road to honor begins with hardship. Sometimes Allah removes you from one place only because He is preparing something far better ahead. Yusuf lost his home, his family, and his freedom, but he never lost his faith in Allah. And that faith would eventually raise him from the darkness of a well to a position of power that nobody could have imagined.